హలో నమస్తే వెల్కమ్ టు సయ్యద్ టీవీ. నేను మీ సయ్యద్ని. ప్లీజ్ సబ్స్క్రైబ్ మై ఛానల్ అండ్ ప్రెస్ బెల్ బటన్.
Respiration, an important life process in living beings like microorganisms, plants and animals. Every living being contains of respiration. What will be happening in respiration? In respiration, energy is producing. How the energy is producing? The energy is producing by the oxidation of food. Oxidation of food. What food ever maybe we ate, that it will be happen oxidation. After oxidation, the food will give the energy. Oxidation is the biochemical process. Biochemical process. It will release the energy which is stored in ATP, in the form of ATP, adenosine triphosphate. This energy was stored in mitochondria. Mitochondria are present in cell. It is a cell organelle. So what's happened? The food which we ate, that is stored as ATP. Then when we take the oxygen, the biochemical process will be occurs, and in ATP that it will release the energy. So that in mitochondria, that's why mitochondria is known as powerhouse of cell. Powerhouse of cell. It is producing the energy. So the biochemical process will be takes place. What is the formula of respiration? Glucose C6H12O6 plus 6 atoms of oxygen. When we take the breath, oxygen will be entered in our body. Those glucose, which is nutrition, we ate the food glucose, react with the oxygen, and it produce 6 atoms of carbon dioxide and 6 atoms of water molecules and energy. It is produced in respiration. So respiration is a Latin word. Respiration is a Latin word. It is derived from Latin. The word it respire means to breathe. To breathe. That meaning of respiration, to breathe. Here we are breathing. In a breathing, there is a two process. Inhalation, exhalation. Inhalation means rushing inside of body. The gases will goes inside of body. Exhalation, out of body. The gases will exchange. Those are the process will be takes place to that in our body. Inhalation and exhalation. Number of scientists like a Lavoisier and Priestley, they did number of experiments on respiration, and they called as carbon dioxide as fixed air. Carbon dioxide is known as a fixed air. Most important question in competitive exam as well as bit paper. Fixed air, which gas is known as a fixed air? Carbon dioxide is known as a fixed air. Right now we will see that events are steps in respiration. Events are steps in respiration. There is a different type of events or steps in respiration. First process, steps means process, how we are taking to the breath we are discussing. Here breathing. The first process we are taking breathing. When we are taking breath, the air is enter into the body. In body, it will reach to the lungs. So means what happen? Gaseous exchange. Gaseous exchange at lungs. What happen that when we are breathing, the gas will be goes to the lungs. Lungs are taking oxygen and releasing carbon dioxide, and blood, the oxygen is transported by the blood. Then it's called as a gas transport. Transport by blood. Blood is carrying to the oxygen to the total body. So the lungs to the air will be goes to the blood. And gaseous exchange. Gaseous exchange at tissue level. Tissues means the blood is taking to that oxygen to the tissue. So tissue level. And lastly it has a cellular respiration. Cellular respiration. Most important question. What is the meaning of cellular respiration? Respiration occurs in a cell is called as a cellular respiration. This cellular respiration takes place in mitochondria. It takes place in mitochondria. Those are the steps. First, what is that? We are breathing. The air will be goes to the lungs. It is exchanging the gas or gaseous exchange in lungs, and lungs to that oxygen is taking by the bloods are taking to the tissues means a group of cells. Due to the body cells, it is going to the blood to cells, and in a cell they having to the cellular respiration in a mitochondria. That's why mitochondria is called as a powerhouse of a cell. The energy is produced in mitochondria. Why? Because cellular respiration takes place in mitochondria. Those are the steps present into that. How the carbon dioxide is releasing? When we are exhaling the air or exhale air, it contains of carbon dioxide. This carbon dioxide reacts with the lime water. It changes to milky white, and you can stand in front of a mirror and blow some air on mirror. You can see some water droplets, and keep your finger near to the nose. You can feel some warmness. So here that is producing carbon dioxide, water and energy. Those all the process will be occurs. Next we will discuss about pathway of respiration. Pathway of respiration. There is a different type of pathways: nostril, nasal cavity, pharynx, larynx, trachea, branchia, bronchioles, alveoli, blood, and cellular respiration. So here in a first step, nostril, the outer opening of a human body, we can commonly call as nose. The outside which is opening part, it is a nostril, and you can see that two arrows. It is carrying the oxygen to the lungs, and it is bringing the carbon dioxide out of the body. So when we take to the air is goes to the nasal cavity. In a nasal cavity, some moist will be present, wetness. Why? Because in summer there is hot air. If hot air directly goes to the lungs, our lungs will damage. That's why it contains of moist. And here they have the olfactory nerves which can identify the smell. So here in a nasal cavity there is a moisture will be presenting, and olfactory nerves will be presenting to that. The next, after immediately of nasal cavity, pharynx. The pharynx, it contains of epiglottis, a flop like projector, epiglottis. It is divides to the windpipe and food pipe. What is the role of epiglottis? Epiglottis is restricting to the food, not to enter in food pipe. So not to enter in windpipe, and it is restricting, and due to the epiglottis the food is going to the food pipe and it is going to the windpipe. And next, larynx. Larynx is known as a sound box, and trachea, the A cartilage bone, which is a cartilage pipe, is trachea. The trachea is divided into the two branches, that is called as a branchias, and the branchias are divided into the number of small projectors, branchioles, and then it will comes to the alveoli. Alveoli is a sac-like structure. In that, gaseous exchange will be takes place in alveoli. Due to that, they having to the small cells, which is that a squamous epithelium. There is that, due to that diffusion process, the gaseous will be exchanged in alveoli. After gaseous exchange, that oxygen will be enter into the blood. Blood is taking to the oxygen to the tissue. In a tissue, they have the cellular respiration. So what happened? The blood is giving to the tissue to the oxygen and taking to the carbon dioxide. From blood to that, it is sending to the alveolus, alveolus to the branchiolus, and branchia, trachea, larynx, pharynx, nasal cavity, nostril, and out. So in this process, we are taking to the oxygen and releasing. Is we take only oxygen? No, not. We are taking to the oxygen and we are taking to that carbon dioxide, and we are taking nitrogen. A mixture of gases we are taking to that in our respiration, but oxygen is most essential gas for us to take the breathe, to live. We need oxygen. So here, human lungs, we can see that nostril, the outer opening, and here the place is a nasal cavity which contains of moisture, which is cooling the hot air. Then immediately pharynx and larynx sound box. Here epiglottis. See that epiglottis is dividing windpipe and food pipe. Then comes to the trachea, that it contains a cartilage tissue, and branchia, two branchias and branchiolus. And in a lungs they have the alveoli, sac-like projectors, and they are exchanging the gases, oxygen and carbon dioxide. They are sending the oxygen to that blood and taking to that carbon dioxide from blood, and by the reverse process they are sending to the out. This all the process will occurs in our lungs. That's why human respiratory system is most modified comparing to the other animals. The lungs, due to the lungs we are taking to that are. And the most important question, forest is known as a lungs of earth.
మీకు ఈ వీడియో నచ్చితే షేర్ అండ్ సపోర్ట్ మై ఛానల్.